Hey, nice 69 Charger.
Thank you. We've been working on this thing quite a bit off camera, making some progress. Danny's been attacking the quarter panel in the back, but we're waiting on some more AMD parts before we can finish like fully welding it in and starting on the other side. So that's the situation on the bodywork. And today we're really excited to show you one of the most critical components of this entire build. And we were working on it last night, so let me show you.
Oh my goodness. This is so beautiful.
How nice is this?
It's really nice considering what we're putting it under too. Like,
exactly.
But we're working on this. We're gonna try to make this
match
look like this.
How nice this is. Yeah.
It's not gonna look this nice, but
but yeah, so this is QA1's full 68 B-body K-member suspension kit. So this is the front suspension for the Dodge Charger. So basically it's like a brand new K-member with new tubular control arms. It comes with Mustang 2 spindles, which help lower it a little bit. We opted for the single adjustable coilovers, but you could also do double adjustable. And then super trick is the rack and pinion steering.
oh, this is what I'm most excited about right here.
Yeah. So this is our first time with rack and pinion, and I just can't wait to feel it like in a classic car. It's just gonna be a totally different experience. And then also it comes with these big block Mopar engine mounts. So QA1 also offers like Gen 3 Hemi and small block Mopar, which is nice because if we ever change our mind in the future, you can just swap out those mounts.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So these go right here. And so if you were to ever want to put a Gen 3 Hemi in there or whatever you want to put in your small block, you can just order those and adapt it.
So Danny and Matt actually put this together last night. They were working away on it, and I was surprised how easy it went together. QA1 gave instructions and everything, and you know, they were at it for like what, an hour?
Yeah, it took us about an hour, maybe an hour and a half to put all of this together. And what's really cool is, for those of you who don't know how Mopar suspension works, this crossmember unbolts with 4 bolts. So there's a big bolt that goes through here, here, there, and over there, bolts it up to the bottom of the frame. And so literally we'll just undo those 4 bolts from the car, drop out the old suspension, put this one under, zip, 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 and we're off to the races.
Exactly. So the reason we got this, well, Danny has more experience with Mopars than I do. He's owned 2 of them. So you want to tell them like why you really wanted to go with this?
Okay. I've built 2 Mopars before, and I've worked on like 4 of them. And probably the biggest pain in the butt with the Mopar suspension is it doesn't handle very well, no matter what you do to it. And also the torsion bars, they always get in the way of the headers. So this eliminates all of that, which is going to be really fun because we plan on driving this car a lot. So it was worth it for us to invest in a nice suspension like this. It's rebuilding the stock suspension would have took a ton of time, and we have like regular jobs too, so we're not just doing YouTube full time and working on cars full time. So it just made more sense for us to spend the money and get something like this, so that way it just bolts right in. It's going to handle better. We're going to want to drive the car more.
Yeah.
So I have to admit, my Barracuda that's sitting in the back of the shop, it's a beautiful car, but it has stock suspension underneath it, and it doesn't handle very well, and I don't drive it that much because of it. So because we intend on driving this car a lot, that's why we went with this. With
the rest of the car, do you want to show them like what you've done and what we're going to be replacing?
Yeah. So this is where we're at with the Charger. We have the brand new quarter panel all in place here, ready to be welded in, but we can't fully weld it yet because we need the inner wheel house to come in from AMD, as well as the trunk lid, because the body line's got to match up. So once that comes in, we're going to fully weld this in, and that'll be done. And we also got a passenger door coming in because this one has a pretty big dent in it, as you can see here. So AMD is sending us a door.
Yeah. So we pulled off the trunk lid, and yes, we are keeping it. You know, I hear people in the comments saying like, "Oh, don't throw that out." But this thing's really cool just because it has like the old sponsors on it.
In that.
Yeah. So whatever they were racing this thing in, we want to keep that. So we got a new trunk lid though, just because if we're going as far as making all these body lines perfect, well, that lid was not matching up.
Mm-hmm. So as you can see here, I still got some work to do. I got to straighten out this panel here, but I got it all wrapped around the door jamb pretty good. Lines up pretty nicely.
Yeah. Oh, we also ordered a rebuild kit for the door hinges.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be nice so we can align them better with the quarters. And then I also wanted to ask you guys if you know of anybody who has a 68 Charger grill centerpiece, so we can get rid of the 69 one. And then also anyone who's got like the front chrome bumper, because I think that would just really like complete this thing.
Yeah.
If I could get two things for this car, it would be that, because we already have the nice tail lights. And
we need a rear bumper too though.
I mean,
the rear one's pretty bent up.
It is, yeah.
Oh, it's not super bad, it's just
yeah, honestly,
would be better.
yeah, it would look a lot better.
Cool. Charger's looking good.
I just can't wait for you to get those wheels on it once we pick out some tires. Oh,
that's really going to make it look good.
Oh, it'll look like a new car with new wheels on it. So, of course, with all this really nice stuff here and with the new AMD sheet metal on the way, you know, we were talking about it and we're like, this car is actually going to be so much nicer than we even initially planned. And we actually have QA1 rear suspension on the way. So we'll show you that when it gets here, but just to let you guys know, it basically eliminates the leaf springs. So it's gonna be like the ultimate like ride quality, ultimate handling car in our fleet. And because of that, we're like, well, you can't just put like a motorhome 440 in it and like an automatic. And you know, we were gonna do a hot 440, but those plans have also changed now. This is like total definition of project creep. But we'll go into the engine room and I'll have Danny explain what the new powertrain's gonna be.
Okay, so we finally organized the engine room. You can see I put the headers up on the wall. We got the radiator for the Charger up on the wall and the fan shroud, cleaned up the floors. We got room now to build an engine.
Yeah.
So for the Charger, we decided to get rid of the 440 engine build and go straight for a stroker big block. So 440 Source makes a rotating assembly to make a 440 into a 500 plus cubic inch engine. They have a 500 cubic inch and a 543 or something like that. We're not sure which one we're going to go with yet. Probably we'll go with whatever they have in stock, so we can get this engine build underway.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that big block with trick flow heads and all the good stuff. So this should be a pump gas monster, should make like 600 plus horsepower. That's going to be really great because we plan on driving the car a lot. So we want something that's not going to be something that doesn't have to run on race gas, but still going to have plenty of power. So the extra cubic inches are going to help us make that power. And then behind that, we're going to do a T56 Magnum.
Yeah.
So we just thought a 6-speed would be really fun behind that car because it's going to handle like it's on rails, and it's going to be a lot of fun to drive.
Yeah, plus that T56 is going to make it so much more drivable, and it'll actually like survive behind the big block, because I don't know about that junkyard 727 like.
Oh no, that thing would blow up within the first day for sure. Yeah, that's the plan. 6-speed and stroker big block now. A really expensive deal.
It just keeps like getting crazier and crazier.
I know. It's still going to be, you know, kind of like a race car type of a build. So it's not going to be a restoration. So we're going to save a lot of money by not doing all that stuff. But we're going to come out with a car that's drivable and a lot of fun to drive. So that's priceless.
Exactly. That's all we want out of it. We just want to get some miles on it and swing it around and not worry about it too much.
Yeah.
So
that's the plan for the engine. We're still going to use the distributor that we got for it.
Yeah,
we have a lot of parts that we bought for the 440 that will still work for the stroker build. The oil pan up there. We have that Holley intake manifold that will work for it as well. And the block that we got, so we can use that block still. So yeah, just made sense. We're going to be able to use these headers still. They got 2-inch primaries. Those will work well for the stroker.
Yep.
Pump gas fun.
All right, guys, so that's just a quick update on our charger project. We're getting really excited about it. We're just, like I said, it's an order of things. We're just waiting on some parts so we could continue on with the rest of the build. But stay tuned for more fun racing content. We're going to be taking the Pontiac Tempest out to Famoso in hopes of getting that 12. So as always, we appreciate you guys watching, and we will see you next time.